Hi there, this is Professor Wallman talking to you about Orfeo by Monteverdi, this early opera. Now, there are a couple of things to listen for as we're listening to this. One is that, maybe not even to listen for, just to watch, actually, to watch and listen. Opera is a dramatic form. In other words, there are people acting out various different parts. So we're looking right now at the opera singer who is playing Orpheus. You can always tell Orpheus because he's the god of music. Hence, he's got a lyre, right? Lyre. He's no liar. He's playing a lyre. And that's an important point. I mean, you notice this man is standing here in costume. Look, he's got this nice costume. I'm sure he doesn't dress like this when he's walking around outside. He's holding a prop. This is obviously a fake lyre. You'll be able to see that it's pretty much a fake instrument, but he's holding this prop. There's a backdrop. This is a really beautiful production. It's really lovely. And what we're going to watch here is an aria. Okay, now there's not so much to listen for. There's a guy standing here. He is singing along to some accompaniment. But what's important to keep in mind is that this is a fully staged, very elaborate type of music ensemble that involves tons and tons and tons of people to put it together, right? There's a whole cast. You'll see, big cast of actors and dancers and singers. There's a chorus, there's orchestra, but there's also, people that need to write the libretto, people that need to paint the sets, people that need to costume everybody. This takes a lot of work and it's a huge effort. Now, this is just one aria. This is called Rosa del Ciel. The libretto was written in Italian. A lot of early operas were very strongly associated with Italian early opera. And in this scene, they are about to get married, and Orpheus essentially sings to Eurydice, you're beautiful, you're as beautiful as the rose in the sky, you are the heaven and the earth to me, and she responds back. So let's just look, and by looking at this, we'll get a little sense of the ways that opera works, okay? There's his fake lyre, and there's the whole cast. See how elaborate this is. Now, what I say in the notes, and you should take notice of here, is that while there's an enormous cast here, there's a lot of people sitting on that stage. You can get a second look. And they do some stuff. They get up, they sing, there's a little dancing. But really, you'll notice that the focus is only on a couple of lead characters. The main focus in this scene is going to be Orpheus and then a little bit Eurydice. Everybody else is beautiful to look at, but clearly they're not the center of the action, right? These two are the ones that the audience is going to be watching. So there's Eurydice standing and talking she's going to sing back to him in a duet. This aria is a duet. Aria just means song. It's very hard to tell. There are a lot of arias and recitatives that have a much clearer split. So it's very obvious when they're singing recitative or they're singing aria. This one, it's very hard to tell the difference between when this is aria and when this is recitative. So I'm just going to say, don't worry about it. Know that there's such a thing as aria and such a thing as recitative that's described in your notes. But there will be other operas that we look at later in the semester that are a little bit clearer in terms of the division between aria and recitative. You can often tell by the accompaniment. If it's just one instrument, like it is here, that's sometimes a hint that it's just the recitative. But again, this is so early. It's such an early form of opera that they're not really bothering. Monteverdi was not really bothering to make a clear distinction between recitative and aria. So they're singing in Italian. This libretto, as I said, is written in Italian. You could certainly Google the translation if you wanted to, but the translation is essentially, you are the king of my world, you are beautiful, I love you, I can't wait to be married. It's so awesome, we've fallen in love, we have no idea what's going to happen to us. I'm about to get bitten by a snake. They're not saying that, they don't know that. I digress. So take a look here. Notice this. This is all chorus. They're all standing off to the side. These are dancers who are also serving as chorus members, right? So there's a lot of action going on. And then this is the entire orchestra. The orchestra is accompanying them. Look at all these, and they're using, from what I can tell, they're using period instruments, looks like. But it's important to keep in mind that while the focus remains, this is a story about Orpheus and Eurydice. There are a lot of people. So I want to drive home the idea that operas were really exciting, but they're in a lot of ways, they're like the movies of their time. They were hugely popular. People would go to them and enjoy them. They were hugely entertaining. And secular. This is not a religious piece of music, right? Here's a little section for the chorus. But they involved a lot of people. And why I say that is because they're so expensive. You have to pay all these people. You have to hire them. You have to pay them. If you don't sell enough tickets, you still got to pay them. So Handel actually, when he first moved to, we're not talking yet about Handel, this is Monteverdi, but when Handel moved to England, he tried really hard to be an opera composer first. And his opera company went bankrupt because he just couldn't afford, it's just too much stuff. So one of the reasons he dug oratorio so much is because this is a very, very expensive, fussy thing to put on an opera, right? Okay, so that's whoops, did I just pause that correctly? That is a typical scene from an opera. Operas are really fantastic. When the Met opens up again, I highly encourage you to go check one out. They're really exciting. They can be really, really big and ornate and spectacular. Okay, but after this, we are going to turn to oratorio, which is not as exciting to look at, even though it can be exciting to listen to. So that'll be next. Take care. Hope that was enjoyable.